rational numbers. It shouldn't be very surprising because most of these YPQs, depending on choices of P's and Q's, are not what would be called regular surfaces. So the U1 orbits don't close. So naively, you would have the sort of infinite volume for this S1. And once more, I mean, in this case, once more, the dual gauge theory is sort of well understood. So presumably, there is a prediction, again. Good luck if anyone who tries to find sort of as complicated and subtle expression out of sort of sorting out Troccoluzi line modes. All right, so you can do similar things with ADS4 and ADS3 even. ADS4, it's the standard story so far. Well, it's improving. That you can calculate things. Yeah, it requires some theoretical modifications, but essentially the rough idea is still the same. If you want to do ADS3, okay, you get a coefficient which is sort of morally similar to what we had before. Once more, we can check it for the case of maximal supersymmetry explicitly. For everything else, well, okay, it's more work. But strictly speaking, we don't really even know what we are computing on the gate side. I mean, this is now three-dimensional CFT, so there is no conformal anomaly, there is no C minus A. The interpretation must be something else and something new. It should be there. Myers, Sachdev, and someone had a paper sort of about parallel transport and these kind of couplings that we can compute. Sort of morally, it's a little funny that the coupling which is the direct equivalent of the couplings of the type that I was talking about in ADS5 is actually not something which is quadratic in curvature, but happens to be this combination, which is Riemann fully contracted on 2 powers of the field strength of graviton. Once more, I think there is some work needed to be done in order to find the correct interpretation for all this. Well, I could stop here. I mean, if there are no particular conclusions, other than there is still plenty to do, I don't know what kind of moral there is. I mean, I am sort of curious and fascinated with sort of structures and how these things work in 10 dimensions. I'm sure most of you find this pretty boring, but okay, what I sort of tried to convince you is that, I mean, we see yet another time sort of the way how string theory works, that sometimes very formal questions which seem to have to do with sort of purely academic aspects of it, end up being helpful, possibly, up to a certain point, with its rather practical aspects. So sort of feeding into each other, hopefully we sort of improve our understanding of all. I'm done. Thank you.
Question?
I'll repeat the question.
Okay.
Can you make a general statement about the sign of C minus A?
All right, so the question was about C minus A, so the most practical aspect of this calculation, sort of possible violation of KSS bound. KSS stands for Koftun-Stone-Starinets. I have really nothing to say. I mean,
for the examples that you have
I don't see any reason why it shouldn't go one way or another. Geometrically, I think all the examples we have computed, they don't violate the bound. But yeah, I don't see, again, unless someone comes with a sort of some formal theorem on 4-dimensional Einstein's Kähler manifolds, which will sort of confirm the bound, because now it's cast in a form where you can sort of say, okay, the bound can be just completely geometrized. Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Are there further questions?
Well, once more, I mean, the easiest way of sort of seeing what you generate is lift stuff to 11 dimensions, because most of sort of garbage stays in 10, doesn't become activied. The next order you have is to loop R to the 7. Yeah, I mean, I really do encourage you to try.
Okay, I see no further questions, and we thank Ruben again.
Thank you.
And I think after the turbulences of this morning, we need this half-hour break, and we start 5 minutes before 11:30. It means 11:25.
Что сюда?